Hi, my name is Jaden, and today we will be learning how to use a program called Geogebra to construct the circumcenter of a triangle using perpendicular bisectors. I know this sounds confusing, but really it's very easy once you know the steps. For this tutorial, we are going to use an example of a way someone might need this geometry application in real life. Your family is moving to Norfolk, Nebraska, a new city to you, because your mom works at Elkhorn Valley Bank and is getting transferred. You want to find a house that is an equal distance from both of your parents' work and your high school. The locations of Elkhorn Valley Bank, Norfolk Transmission, and Norfolk Senior High School are all on the map provided with the problem, but we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so to solve this problem, you're going to want to find a point that is the same distance from the 3 points on your map. And to find that point, we are going to construct a triangle, just like the one I've constructed over here. And we need to construct their perpendicular bisectors, which are these 3 lines here on my triangle. And it kind of looks like 6 because I have the point of intersection marked, but there is really 3 lines there, and they intersect. And then in geometry, the point of intersection is also referred to as the point of concurrency. And when you make the perpendicular bisectors, the point of concurrency is also called the circumcenter. And this is the perfect location for your home. The concurrency of perpendicular bisectors of a triangle theorem states that this is true. I am just going to delete this quick so that way we have a clean screen that I could demonstrate on. Whoops. There we go. Okay, so now, like I said before, there's a map that came with this problem, so we're going to insert that map. And we're going to go up here to the third tool from the right, and it has a little ABC on it right now, but there's other tools underneath these on this toolbar. And if you go down to the right hand corner, there's this little red triangle. You want to click on that, and then click on the second option down that says Insert Image. We're going to go over here on our screen and just click anywhere, and your little thing will pop up. You pick which file you want. I'll pick the map. Click Open. And it puts the map up here. Now as you can see, it's off the screen and there isn't much room really to show it. And this little window over here that's labeled Algebra takes up a lot of space, and we don't really need it for this project. So we can go ahead and click the X over at the top of the Algebra window, and now our graphics window moved all the way over. And there's still a problem because our map is still cut off. So we're going to go up here to the farthest tool to the right, click on that. It's called Move Graphics, and just click your mouse and you can move the screen around. We're just going to move it up so that I can see my whole map. And you may be wondering why that there's an axis on this file, and it just opens with one, and it's very nice for plotting points and things. And you can also insert a grid so that you can plot points. But if you go up here to the top and click on View, you can click on Axis and Grid to add and remove them. So for this one we don't really need it, so you can get rid of that if you want. Now we are going to construct a triangle out of these 3 locations. If you go to the second tool from your left, it says New Point. You can go ahead and click on that. And then click on your 3 locations to put points that GeoGebra actually recognizes in those locations. This is just basically a picture. It's a little template that tells us where to put our things. Okay, so now we've got to connect our 3 points to make a triangle, and you're going to use the second tool, or the third tool from the left, and you're going to click on the red triangle and go to segment between 2 points. Then click on one of your points, and then click on another one, and it'll put a line between them. And just do the same thing for the other points in your triangle. And now you should have a triangle just like this one. And so now we need to construct the perpendicular bisectors. So you're going to go up and use the 4th tool from the left, click on the red triangle again, go down to the 3rd tool down, it says perpendicular bisector, click on that, and then click on the 3 segments that make up your triangle, and it'll put lines there, just like my triangle that I had before. Now, we found the point of concurrency, and we need to put a point there so that we know where our location of our house should be. So we're going to go up and insert a point with the same tool we used before. It's the second from the left. And then when you put in this point, it's a little tricky because you've got to make sure that all of your lines get highlighted. So all 3 of them are highlighted, so I can go ahead and put that here. And so point D should be the point of your house. So if you're using this for class or anything, you might be asked to prove it. And that's really easy using GeoGebra because it'll make calculations and things for you. If you go to the 5th tool from your right and click on the little red triangle, go down to the 3rd tool down, it says distance or length. You can use that to prove that this is an equal distance from the vertices of your triangle. If you click on that point and click on the vertices, it'll give you the distance to each of those. And when it comes up, it might be kind of like mine where it's really hard to see it. And so you can go to the farthest tool to the left, the little picture of your mouse, and click on that, and it'll allow you to move things. Now you've got to make sure that before you move this, that the outline of your distance is got a box around it, because otherwise it'll move that picture behind it. And it doesn't really want you to move it very far away from the area that you're measuring. So it kind of has a little, it's kind of picky there. And now I've moved them, but it's still really hard to see. So you can also make your picture lighter in your background, or change the color of any of your points or the thickness of any of your lines or any text on here by right-clicking on it and going down to Object Properties. And the Basic, Style, and Position tabs are ones that I use the most to change these things. If you go to Style in the picture, you can move this little bar up here and it'll make it so that it doesn't show up quite as much. That way you can read these things on top more easily. I'll move this just a little. And now you can read everything much better that's on top of your picture. Like I said, you can do the same if I right click on this line, go to Object Properties, I can change how thick my line is, change the color of my line, that kind of thing. You can also use text boxes to add more information about how you prove things. If you go to the 3rd tool from the right and click on the red triangle, go to Insert Text, that's the little ABC icon that we saw before. You can click wherever you want your text box to go on your screen, and this little text box will appear and you can type whatever you want in your text box. So we'll say point D is the circumcenter of this triangle. And click OK. And it'll insert that text and you can move it around wherever you want. Again, change size, color. I think you can bold and italicize it even. So those are pretty useful options when you're using this program. So congratulations, you've just solved your first problem using GeoGebra. The circumcenter is point D on your screen, as I mentioned before, so that'd be the solution to this problem. That'd be the area where you want your house to be. Thanks for watching!